Hey, welcome back to the channel. Now today's video is actually a response to a thread that is going around on the vinyl community at the moment. It's started by a channel called Vibes, and he's got a great channel, by the way, so it's definitely worth checking out everything that he's got on there. I've really enjoyed his last few videos. But also he's kind of set this challenge for the vinyl community to show your top 10 most valuable records according to Discogs. So I thought I'd jump in, and I've actually been nominated by my friend Chris from the Vinyl Man channel, another fantastic channel that you should check out if you haven't already. And I thought I would jump in and show you my top 10 records that are probably my most valuable if you're to believe the Discogs median price. And I usually think that the median price is a bit of a more accurate way to measure your worth of your collection, just because sometimes the maximum price is a bit sky high and you're kind of wondering if has someone really bought that record for that much money, or is there something dodgy going on there. But yeah, I always trust median value. So let's get into my top 10. So number 10, the first record I'm going to show you is one of my favourite Graham Coxon solo records. It is Graham Coxon's The Spinning Top, and this is just a fantastic record from kind of front to back. And this is currently the median price on Discogs is, if I can believe it, it's £88.96. And there are 7 copies for sale currently at the time of filming this video, and they start at around £98. So yeah, not exactly a cheap record, and this is a really hard one to find. I picked it up quite a few years ago for, I think it was £35 I think I paid for this. But you will notice there's something a little bit different about it in that it is signed. The way that the signature ended up on this record was a little bit of a story. So there was an event going on at Anderton's music store in Guildford, not far from where I live. And it was for Grey guitars, I believe. And I went there to see some demonstrations of the new guitars that they were releasing. And one of them was actually a kind of Telecaster style guitar that the guitar maker, I forget his name now, unfortunately, I have to look that up after this video. He had made a guitar for Graham Coxon, just, you know, not off spec or anything like that. He just made it for him and tweeted him and said, I think you might like this. So Graham was at this event as well to kind of demonstrate this guitar. It was a really cool day. I got to meet Graham, I got to play Graham's guitar as well and have a little chat with him. But I didn't want to kind of overstay my welcome because there was other people wanting to get up and talk to him and stuff. So a little bit of a noodle on this guitar that cost way too much money for me on the day. And then kind of at the end of the event, I was walking out and I saw Graham outside the store by himself, just having a vape. And I kind of looked at him like thinking, oh, that's strange. He's just there by himself. And he kind of clocked eyes with me and kind of waved. So I kind of went over because I thought, you know, oh, I might be able to have a little chat with him again. And yeah, went over, had a chat with him. He was a really lovely guy. Started talking about the music that he's working on, and I was asking him questions about Blur and some of his other solo work that he's not released yet, and still not released actually, funnily enough. But that might come out one day, he was saying. And I did have some records on me that I said, would you mind signing these? And one of them was this. So I probably couldn't really put a proper value on this. It's my favourite Graham Coxon record, I think. It's just got everything I like about his guitar work on there. It's rocky, it's folky as well, and there's some lovely acoustic numbers. Kind of like Burt Jansch inspired kind of numbers as well, and it's just really cool. So that's number 10 is The Spinning Top by Graham Coxon. So in at number 9 we have a real indie gem, and this is really hard to find now. It's the Rakes Capture release. This is the debut album from 2005 by the Rakes. Just a fantastic indie record, and the Discogs median price for this is £88.98, so it's slightly more expensive than the Graham Coxon record. But there are 6 copies for sale currently online, and they start at £95, and that's for just like a beat up copy, kind of similar to this. This is my really beat up copy. I think I paid like £20, £25 or something like that for this, many years ago now, at least 10, maybe even 15 years ago. It still plays, but I think this might have been a DJ copy because it has got some like faint hairline scratches on it, and that does kind of come up when you play it back, but there's no skips or anything like that, so that's a plus. Definitely one that is well overdue a repress. I did a video on this before on my channel, so that's worth watching as well. But yeah, they should really reissue this, because I think they must have pressed like less than 5,000 of these, because it's very rare to find, and especially in like mint or VG plus condition. I think you're looking at about £195 to £200 to get that over here in the UK, which yeah, is just a bit eye-watering at the moment. So yeah, the Rakes in at number 9, Capture Release. In at number 8 now we have Wolf Alice, The Clearing, and this is their album that they released this year in 2025, but this is no ordinary variant. I've talked about this on my channel already, but this is the flower pressed edition. So this is real flowers pressed between 2 slabs of wax, and it just looks incredibly pretty. Probably the prettiest record in my collection, and it's not a bad album either. But this is £89.45 as the median price on Discogs, and there's about 32 copies for sale, starting from 70 quid. So not massively expensive, but you know, not exactly cheap either. It's limited edition from Bad World Records over here in the UK, and there's only a few thousand of these pressed, and they won't be pressing any more of them. So understandably, this is getting quite a collectible now, and it sounds really good as well. It really surprised me. I thought this was actually going to sound terrible, but it sounds really good. So yeah, in at number 8, Wolf Alice, The Clearing. In at number 7 now, and we have Depeche Mode, Violator. My favourite Depeche Mode record, one of my favourite records of all time as well. I love this album. I think it's their best work that they've ever done. But yeah, I think this one is quite well known as being amazing sounding, but also quite hard to pick up in super clean condition. And this is, I think, well documented within the vinyl community. And this one, the Discogs Median is £90. And there are 39 copies for starting from £45 for sale. But I looked at what those copies are like, and they've got no cover. It's just a record and a generic sleeve, or they're just in terrible condition. So I can't remember how much it was. I looked earlier today. I think it was, you know, upwards of like 100 odds and up of getting like a clean VG of this, and then VG plus and near mint you're looking at like 200 odd pounds. So not exactly cheap, but it is absolutely amazing. Seriously, if you see a clean one at a good price, grab it, because it's a fantastic record to have on vinyl. And you're looking for the MPO pressing, the first UK pressing of this record. It sounds great. So there we go, Depeche Mode, Violator. In at number 6, not much to say, it's Frank Ocean, Channel Orange. You know, I think that alone is going to explain that this is an incredibly rare record. For those of you that might not know, this was only ever pressed to vinyl this year, and sold on Frank Ocean's website for 48 hours, and I don't think it even lasted the entirety of that 48 hours. I was lucky enough to pick up a copy. It wasn't cheap. This came, you know, to get this over to the UK from the US, I think I paid something like £70, I think, delivered. So it wasn't cheap. It's a 2LP edition in this beautiful Stelson tip-on jacket. But yeah, I'm not too sure if he should have been charging that much money. Probably not. But it sounds great on vinyl, and I'm so pleased to have just such a classic album on vinyl finally in my collection. The median price of this on Discogs is currently £91, and there are 76 copies for sale starting at £83.60. So in theory, I'm quids in. Despite me thinking it was a ridiculous amount of money to pay at the time. But yeah, this one is only going to get rarer, because I don't know if he's ever going to repress it. It took this long to get it pressed for the first time. Who knows if he'll do it again. But yeah, in at number 6, Frank Ocean, Channel Orange. Okay, I'm going to swing back to some kind of indie or heavy indie rock music now. In at number 5, we have Death from Above 1979, You're a Woman, I'm a Machine. Just what a classic cover this is. I love this, the look of this artwork. Love the pink, just the pinkness of it looks fantastic. But yes, this is the first UK pressing on pink vinyl, and the Discogs median price for this pressing is £98.91 currently, and there's 4 copies for sale at the moment, starting at £76, which I think one of them is one of those records which is in a generic sleeve rather than this fantastic gatefold artwork. This was released on 769 Records as well, so this is the one you're looking for if you want the first UK pressing, and it's on pink vinyl. I've got it sealed up and it's a right pain to get out of the thing, so I won't show you it today, but I just love this record. It's fantastic. I mean, it's fantastic as an album. It doesn't sound great on vinyl. It's one of those ones, it's an early 2000s pressing and just a bit rushed out. There's quite a lot of clicks and pops on my copy. So I was actually surprised when I looked up the price of this and how it skyrocketed, because I don't remember paying anywhere near that. I think I paid like 15 quid back in the day for this. But yeah, if you really love it and you want the first pressing, which I think a lot of people do still, there's still that allure of a first pressing, that's what you're going to be looking at to pick this one up. It just might not sound the best. So there we go, Death from Above, 1979, You're a Woman, I'm a Machine. And of course, there was going to be no list that would be complete on my channel without a Bloc Party record, of course. So in at number 4, we have Bloc Party's A Weekend in the City, and this is the first UK pressing on a single LP, and the Discogs median is £106, and there are currently 23 copies of this for sale, and they start at around £66. So it's not a terrible starting price, but they do, it does creep up the nearer you get to VG copies and VG Plus and Excellent. Yeah, the prices get a bit silly for this. And, you know, this was actually out of print for such a long time, nearly 20 years this is out of print. I got it on the week it was released, and I was really surprised that they took so long to reissue it, or repress it at least. And that happened last year in 2024. They reissued it, but it doesn't sound that great, the reissue. This didn't sound amazing, to be fair, on a single LP. It doesn't sound as good as the US copy I have from 2008. Not too sure why they took so long to reissue it. If you're going to look for the best sounding copy, go for the US one, the US original. That is the best one by far. It's on 2 LPs and it sounds great for it. But, you know, this is a UK pressing. I've kind of got to have this in my collection, and it's still one of my favourite albums as well. So really glad I've got this, but unfortunately the prices are creeping up for those that might not have it yet. Okay, we're getting into the top 3. Things are going to get pricier now. Next up we have an absolute classic British trip-hop, indie, even like rap and hip-hop as well album. Fantastic record, one of the best ever made. There you go, enough hype about it. It's Gorillaz' Demon Days, and this is the original UK pressing. It's on a gatefold, and this was one of my absolute grails for years. I spent ages looking for a super clean copy of this, and I finally found one back in 2018, I think it was. Yeah, so quite some time after it was after release, and it'd been reissued a few times, but apparently it didn't sound that great. To be fair, this UK pressing doesn't sound amazing. It's not the best version that's out there. Actually, the best version of this to get is the Vinyl Me Please reissue from just a few years ago. You want their last reissue that they did, not the early one, because there's lots of locked grooves. But yeah, if you're hunting the original US pressing, original UK pressing, you're looking at the Discogs median price is £105.70. There's 38 copies for sale, and they start at £100. Some of those don't have the cover, some of them don't have the stickers and the artwork on the inside. But if I do ever sell this and just stick with my Vinyl Me Please copy, you will know about it, or someone will know about it, because I'll tell you the version that I have, and I think I'm probably one of the only people to have this. So there's the side disc 2, and I'll show you something really special about it. It has no label on the on side D, So unfortunately, I don't have a side D label on this. Obviously, it doesn't affect the sound in any way, but yeah, if I ever sell it, you'll see it. Okay, in at number 2 now. This one is not amazingly rare, but it is hard to find in super clean condition, and it's an incredibly famous record. One of the most favourite artworks of all time is Joy Division's Unknown Pleasures. And this is the UK first pressing, a Porcupine cut, the textured sleeve. This is, the Discogs Median on this one is £150, and there's about 40 copies for sale. They start at around £60. And again, those are like the copies that are ranked good. If you're looking at getting a kind of a VG Plus near mint copy, if you can even find one, I think there's 1 or 2 for sale on Discogs right now, and you're looking at like £160, £175. I don't know if they are near mint, because yeah, look at the ring wear on this thing. I can't imagine that there's a near mint sealed copy out there. There probably is in some factory somewhere or something like that. Forgive the pun, obviously, but yeah. I needed to have this when I started collecting. I needed that first pressing, and it sounds amazing. I've heard the reissues and the remasters of this album, but it doesn't top this to my ears. That Porcupine cut just sounds incredible. So if you want this, I think it's well worth your money. Yeah, but I would say that because I love this album. It's fantastic. So there we go. In at number 2. Nice pricey one, Joy Division's Unknown Pleasures, the first UK pressing. So in at number 1, in terms of albums that are the most expensive in my collection, we have a monster of a record. It is Oasis, What's the Story, Morning Glory, and this is the first UK pressing, and specifically this is the Demont pressing plant edition. And the Discogs Median on this is £204.50. There's currently 47 copies for sale on Discogs, and they start at around £85. Again, that's the cheapest you can get it for. If you want it like this, with all of the records in a super clean condition, which is what this is, and with the original black kind of picture sleeve as well, and the trifold fold out, you're going to be looking at a bit more than £85, unfortunately. But yeah, they are extremely hard to come by, and this is considered the definitive cut of this album. And I can confirm that it sounds amazing. It's got great mastering, it's super dynamic, and it was quite frankly just excellent pressing quality from the Demont plant as well. Not a single problem with this record at all, and the only problem with it is that the amount I had to pay for it to get it, because I decided to pick this up when Oasis Fever is at an all-time high this year, because they've done their reunion tour, which is fantastic, by the way. If you get a chance to see them, do it. You will not regret it. Yeah, I paid quite a lot of money. I won't say how much, but it's not far off. Yeah, it's a little bit cheaper than that medium price, luckily. But yeah, I'm glad I did pick it up, because I've got the reissue from Blood Records and another previous reissue I had, and they don't sound that great at all. I don't know what Noel Gallagher was doing in the studio when he remastered this, but it doesn't sound as good. This sounds amazing. It's obviously from the original source tapes as well, from the 90s. So yeah, in at number 1, Oasis, What's the Story, Morning Glory, my most expensive record in my collection. So that's my top 10 most valuable records in my collection according to the Discogs median price. A big thanks to Vibes for starting this thread, and also a big thanks to Chris from The Vinyl Man as well for nominating me and getting me involved in this. There's not many people that I could probably tag on this, because I think everyone that I know in the vinyl community has been tagged already, so they're probably working away on their videos and digging through their collection. But if you've not been tagged, make sure to jump on Vibes' challenge. I think it's a great idea, and you never know, you might find something in your collection that you never knew was worth that much money, and it becomes your new most prized possession. Who knows? Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Take care of yourselves.